Brandon Gonzalez, you're the first one here. Hope you're well, my friend. Do we hear me okay? Every time I do this, the audio is always a little bit off, but so far, I think we're good. Rosile hi. Yes. What's up, Count to the Mauka? Hey, hey, my DJ. How are we, everybody? Hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas. Rebecca, can you shut this door, please? Cheers to you all. Hope you had a fantastic Christmas. We had a nice Christmas in the Bisping household, but we all got COVID. Every single bloody one of us. So the last few days in my house have been not the best day, shall we say. It's been pretty bloody miserable, if I'm honest. From Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, my wife and I, we were in bed all day. Couldn't get out of the house. And I know you don't want to hear about COVID, but tough shit. That was my Christmas, basically. Yeah. Well, Christmas Day was good. Then I started feeling really bad as the day progressed. And then, last few days just laid in bed, feeling bad, aches, all that stuff. But I'm a picture of health today. Today I feel not fantastic. I felt good when I got out of bed. Then I went downhill. Then I went back up the hill. Then I went down the hill again. As we see here, I'm holding ibuprofen just in case halfway through this I start going back down the proverbial hill that I keep talking about. But anyway, there you go. My son Callum, the little shit, went to a wrestling tournament, got COVID, and gave it back to the entire house. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you're all well. Hope everyone had a good day. What am I drinking? I am drinking Stella Artois. I mean, it is New Year's Eve tomorrow, right? Rebecca, shut the door. Somebody says that. Yeah, so it is New Year's Eve tomorrow, and 2022 is upon us. And every year, you want to start off afresh. So I say it every year. So right, I'm done drinking. Not that I have a drink problem. I don't. But I always feel I could be in better shape. I could be more productive. I could be a better person and get more stuff done if I didn't drink. Do you know what I mean? Not that, as I say, not that I necessarily drink a lot, but some days it's a little hard getting going in the morning after you've had a few beers. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to try and eradicate that from my life now, seeing that I'm 42 years old and I've been a casual social drinker since I was about 16 years old. So, I'm gonna try this non-drinking lark. See how far we get. Hey, listen, I'll probably fail miserably, but you know what? You got to try. Every year some people talk shit about New Year's resolutions. Oh, it's stupid. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with wanting to better yourself, wanting to become a better person, to become more productive, to set goals, to conceive, believe, and motherfucking achieve, as a wise guy once said. Anyway, got a question here. Excuse me, can't read it because of my contact lens. Mantis Cyber. My family's doing Christmas today with opening presents, waiting on that. Oh, good. Well, I hope you have a good one, Mantis. Just want to know how you think a fight against Gegard Mousasi would go. Oh, good question. Gegard Mousasi, huge fan of the guy. Incidentally, if you follow my career, you probably know this, but when I fought Anderson Silva, I was supposed to fight Gegard Mousasi. So I was scheduled to fight Gegard Mousasi February 27th, 2016 at the O2 Arena in London. I'd started doing a little bit of preliminary training. Obviously, with the Christmas and the New Year, you kind of shut things down. Fighting at the end of February, that gave me just under 8 weeks. A typical training camp is 8 weeks. To be honest, 8 weeks was always too much for me. But anyway, I was training for Gegard Mousasi. And then Christmas Eve, get a phone call off Dana White. And I've said this story a few times. Dana White calls Christmas Eve and I see it. I'm like, oh, Dana White. I'm like, Dana's a great guy. We're friends. He's been a fantastic boss and a good friend to me over the years. But he doesn't normally call me on Christmas Eve. He's got his own things to do. And I thought, oh, yeah. He's giving me a little Christmas bonus. And I answer the phone. He says, hey, Mike, got a change of opponent for you. You're now fighting Anderson Silva. Merry Christmas. I was like, yeah, Merry fucking Christmas indeed. Because to me, that was like my title fight. And what do I think about Gegard Mousasi? I think he's incredible. Best of luck. I know he's got a fight coming up against Austin. Vanderford. Is it Vanderford? I think it is, yeah. Andrew Vaughan says, hey, lad, if you could rematch one fighter, who would it be? My bet is Vitor Belfort. It would be Vitor Belfort. I would like to rematch Vitor Belfort with him clean, not on steroids, the cheating scumbag. I really would. I really would. I had no idea. I was naive. You know, when I was younger, I don't know what I thought, because I think in the back of my mind I knew people were taking steroids, but I wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't sure because I thought, oh, we get drug tested because if you're on the main card or if you're the main event, you did get drug tested on the night after the fight. But of course, as we know now, that's just basically an IQ test. If you're smart enough, you can get that stuff out of your system. Anyway, I was a little naive, but still, there you go. Johnny Diamond or Jonah Diamond. Hey, Mike, Happy New Year. When am I going to go back on Tiger Belly? When Bobby Lee fucking asks me. Bobby Lee, come on, Bobby, give me a shout, buddy. I enjoy Bobby. He's absolutely hilarious. Him and his wife, Kayla, something. It's great. Funny guy, great podcast. I would love to go on. What are all your plans this for New Year's Eve, everyone? Anyone doing something nice? Tomorrow's the big night, as they call it, but I really don't care for it. Excuse me. I really think I've started wearing glasses when I do these lives. Karate Kid says, which MMA fighter, past or present, would make the best president? Ooh, who would make the best president? Well, I'll tell you what, and I'm not saying this, but in the words of John Anik always says, and he still stands by this to this day, that Brian Stan will be president of the United States one day. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he will. John Anik's up on it, so good for him. Stop texting me, people. Sorry about that. Yeah, who would I say? Not Tim Kennedy, that's for sure, because he's a prick. Who would I say for president? Yeah, we'll go with Brian Stan. We'll go with the Army boy. Shout out Brian, by the way, great guy. John Smith says, what is the last UFC fight that you suspect was thrown? Shout out to the Jew destroyer, Adam Green. Oh, Judas Destroyer. Stop it, you fucking pricks. Last fight from. People don't throw fights in the UFC. Prick. Christian Giant says, not Hamzat. The next big thing is the young man who manhandled his UFC legend dad. Are you talking about Callum? I'm talking about Callum when I came in from commentary last and he started throwing me around. YouTube took that down, or they demonetized the video, said it wasn't suitable for the adverts. Weird. There's actual wrestling on there on YouTube. That's fine. There's people getting knocked out in boxing, kickboxing, karate, kickboxing. Said that MMA. That's fine. But me walking in my shirt and tie and having a little rough and tumble with my son isn't suitable. Apparently, crazy world that we live in. Hey, Mike. This comes from Comic Fans. Hey, Mike, who would you pick between Jones and Adesanya? And who would you pick between Whittaker and Vettori? I got Rob, and I think he's better in all areas. Good question. I'm a big fan of Israel Adesanya. I love the way he fights. I love his personality. I love his charisma. I love the striking that he has. I love everything he brings to the table. I think he's great for the sport. I think he brings more eyes to the sport. I think he's a guy that could even still cross over more to the mainstream than what he already has. He's got it all, man. Israel Adesanya is a legit star. But in the octagon, I think John Jones would smoke him, to be honest. I don't mean that in a bad way. Just wrestling. Look at John Jones and the wrestling that he has. You go back to his early days when he would take people down and just ground and pound the fucking living death out of them. On the feet, Izzy probably beat him, I think. Andrew Smart says, what do you think about Scottish fucking contact lenses? Keep moving. I can't read. What do I think about the Scottish Hit Squad? I think you'd ever come train Paul Craig and Chris Burgard fights high-level amateurs like Michael Burr. Got to say, my friend, I'm not overly familiar, but I know Paul Craig and I know he's fantastic. Paul Craig really is surprising everybody with his trajectory, with the arc of his career and what he's doing. And yeah, big congratulations to Paul Craig and everything that he's doing. hopefully continues to go from strength to strength. Because as I say, on top of everything else, he's a great fighter. He's got good jiu-jitsu. His striking's catching up to the jiu-jitsu. He's just a great fucking guy. Do you know what I mean, mate? He's an absolutely great fucking guy. So he is. And like any excuse to do a Scottish accent. Tony B says, "Hey, my big fan from Belgium. So you know our beer. I do. I'm a big collector of your autograph cards. Well, thank you very much. Cheers and good luck. Yeah, there's this contact lens. Belgian beers. I do like Belgian beers. This is one of them, of course. Leffy. That's another one. I do like the Leffy. That's a good, smooth beer. Third bot JB1 says, you may have to step in and train Till. He's all right. Darren Till's got it covered. I think Darren Till can handle it. He knows what he's doing. New Year's Eve tomorrow night, we'll be going nowhere because it is, we've all got COVID. I mean, I think now we'll be okay. I mean, I think, look at me. You know, look $1 million. But I feel okay. I still got some little cold chills, little cold sweats, but we will not be going out and about. But that's fine because my wife hates doing that anyway. She always complains, New Year's Eve, let's not bother. It's too busy. It's packed. You know, everything's expensive. You go to a restaurant, it's a fucking set meal. They dictate to you what you're going to eat. Often you don't like it. Then you got to do the whole thing at 12 o'clock. You got to get up and fucking dance and kiss people on the cheek and pretend that you love everyone, you know. Fuck off. I'm a miserable old cantankerous bastard. I don't want to do that. I want to sit when I have my meal, keep myself to myself. And when it's time to leave, I'll leave. I'll go when I want. Thank you very much. Panboy Longdo Song Child, Dong Lover. How you doing, mate? Good to see you back. Hey, Beck! Rebecca! Would you bring my glasses, please? Sorry, if you don't mind, please. Thank you. Sorry about that, everyone. Panboy! Happy New Year, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you had a great Christmas. Anybody get anything nice? What did I get for Christmas? I got a tie, a new tie. Yes. Definitely 42, I guess. My wife is now taken to buy me ties every year. Every fucking year. I'm kidding. I love a nice tie. Oh, right up there with a pair of socks and some underpants. I mean, come on. Who says that being in your 40s isn't exciting? Matt H says, hey, Mike, would you rather? Well, I got to be careful reading this shit out. You got to proofread it first now. Hey, Mike, would you rather have Dana's hairline and CM Punk's MMA skills or Vanderlei Silva's gene pool and Yoel Romero's IBS? I can hardly see because of this bloody contact lens. So what he's saying is, would I rather have Dana White's hairline and this and the I gotta put these on, babe. Can I give you this contact lens? We're live.
Should I throw it away?
Don't throw it away. It's fine. She's reading the stuff. Hold on. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. No, the lens is fine, babe. The lens is fine. I just can't read. Now I can. Now it's amazing. I look like a goddamn nerd. All right, would I rather have Dana's hairline and CM Punk's MMA skills or Vanderlei Silva's gene pool and Yoel Romero's IBS because he shit himself inside the octagon? I don't mind Dana's hairline. I used to have a shaved head myself for many, many years, so I'm not sure. Dana's hairline and CM Punk. I'm not taking CM Punk's skills, though. Fuck that. No way. Joel Miller, thanks for all the great fights, entertaining podcast, video, commentary, etc. Thank you, Joel. I appreciate you. Who would I like to see? And this is from Bobby Atkins. See, with the glasses on now, I don't need to lean forward. I can just read it, no problem. So get used to the glasses, maybe. Bobby Atkins wants to know, who would I like to see headline UFC London? So UFC London is going to be taking place, scheduled tentatively for March 19th. But of course, with COVID, we never know. We haven't had an event in the UK now since 2019 when it was Darren Till taking on Masvidal. So we need it back. You know, there's a lot of very passionate UFC fans in the UK that want a live event. And who would I like to see as the main event? I would like to see Tom Aspinall, right? I don't think Darren right now, sadly. I'd like to see Darren on the card. knocking somebody out. I'd like to see Paddy the Baddy on there, but I think after one win over Luigi, he's not main event just yet. Tom Aspinall is on an absolute tear, 4-0 in the UFC, 4 knockouts. Tom Aspinall in a big fight. Boom. I'd love to see that. Fenzi, my girlfriend got me a copy of Quitters Never Win for Christmas this year. Could you tell her thank you from me and her? Her name is Laura. Well, Laura, you're a very smart lady. And thank you very much on behalf of me and on behalf of Fezzi for buying the Sunday Times bestseller, Quitters Never Win. If you haven't got it, come on. What are you waiting for? Get yourself on Amazon right now. Boom. Danny Del Toro says, speaking of glasses, would you ever consider getting a monocle? It'd be really badass for you to pull that bad boy out mid-commentary. Well, people are mentioning monocles all the time. I don't think it would be badass. I mean, I'd look kind of ridiculous, wouldn't I? Do you know what I mean? But and the eye patch, people say about eye patches. I wish I embraced the eye patch more at the time. You know what I mean? Because now I have the fake eye. I don't need it. Do you know what I mean? But at the time when it first happened, and the eye patch. I remember I did a movie called Triple Threat. Check it out on Netflix. Great movie. If you love martial arts action, the cast in Triple Threat is sensational. Scott Adkins, Michael Jar White, Tony Jaa, Tiger Chen, and Iko Uwais, and some guy called Michael Bisping. Quite the cast. When I got there, we were trying on our wardrobe, and the first day I get there, and I was champion of the world at the time. So in my mind, I didn't need this little rinky-dink movie. Great movie. I did need it, and I'm very glad I did it. But the director, who's a great guy, by the way, came up and suggested that I wore a fucking eye patch in the movie, right? Because my eyes fucked. Oh, I didn't take that very well. Because I was like, what? How dare you? How dare you? I've flown all the way out here to Thailand. I'm my first day here. You're trying to have me to wear a fucking eye patch because clearly I've got a fucked up eye. But what are you doing? That's discrimination. You can't do that. I had a bit of a fit because I used to be really sensitive about my eye at the time because I was trying to keep it secret. I was still fighting. I was champion of the world. And I thought in my mind, if I put a fucking eye patch on, talk about drawing attention to it. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, there we go. I do like going off on a tangent. Stay Clean Pro. Hey, Bisping, senior MSG. Huge fan. Can you explain how it was fighting George St. Pierre, punching power, etc., compared to other fighters? You know what, to be honest, and I'm not diminishing George, I was impaired in that fight. I was injured, whatever. There was nothing that really troubled me until the shot that dropped me. I mean, we knew going into it he'd be a tremendous wrestler, and we knew that was a big part of the training camp. There was a huge focus on defending takedowns and getting back to the feet. I was inadequate in that fight in the first round or so. I couldn't move too well because of my ribs. But George came out very aggressive, but he never really hurt me until the third round when obviously he caught me with that left hook. Left hook, yeah, it was a left hook. That was a great shot, and then he choked me out. So God bless him for that one. You know what I mean? John Smith, what's up, John? Hope you are, my brother. He says, I really like your channel and commentary. Do you think the unified rules favor wrestler grapplers over strikers? For example, no knees or kicks to a downed opponent, or favoring control time over significant strikes? Yeah, that's an interesting question, John. And, something I could talk about for a while, but I won't spend too long on it. But I do like the question. In terms of favoring wrestler grapplers, for example, no knees or kicks to a downed opponent. Well, I think having no knees or kicks, John, to a downed opponent really is essential in terms of the acceptability of the sport. You know what I mean? Yes, I loved Pride. I was a huge fan of Pride. I'm sure most of you guys were as well, guys and girls. I loved it. Pride was awesome, but it's not around anymore, mainly because the UFC bought it and shut it down. I think they shut it down. Yeah. They bought it anyway. But seeing somebody launch through the air and stomp on somebody's head, kicking somebody in the head when they're on the floor, kneeing them in the head when they are grounded, it's going to be really hard to take that kind of skill set, those kind of rules, and seeing that level of extreme violence and turn that into the mainstream sport, what the UFC is now. Or mixed martial arts, whichever one you want to call it. It's UFC. Mixed martial arts is the sport all over the world, but it's really the UFC that's gone mainstream. That is just a fact. That's not me being a company man. And as I say, if you're stamping on people's heads, that's going to turn off a lot of people. So I understand what you're saying there, but I think that was absolutely essential to the evolution and the acceptability of the sport to the general public, was eradicating that. And in terms of controlling your opponent on the ground, you have to stay busy. You have to improve position, or you have to be throwing strikes. You have to be trying to work towards a better position. You have to be trying to do damage. If you're not, you're going to get stood up. A good referee should stand you up and intervene. You know, a lot of the time now, a takedown is just a change of position. You have to be effective with it. But thank you for the question, John. Martin Butcher says, "Oh, you was in Switzerland before." I'm assuming you're from. I'm assuming you're Swiss, because the sentence is a little jumbled. It says, "Or you was in Switzerland before." Greets from Zurich. Yes, my friend Martin Butcher. I went to Switzerland when I was 10 years old with the Cubs, with the Scouts. I went on a camping trip. Loved it. Loved Switzerland. Can't wait to go back. Absolutely beautiful place. Went up into some glaciers and the mountains and things. Loved it. I cannot wait to go back. I talk about it all the time. I want to take my family back there. Switzerland is an incredible place. It really is. What else do we got? So, hey, Mike. Matt H says, here's a piece of UFC trivia. Only two guys have fought, both Anderson Silva and George St. Pierre. You are one of them. Can I name the other fighter? Ooh. Anyone else? Anyone here in the chat? So I fought Anderson Silva and George St. Pierre, and this guy's saying that there's another person to do so. Anderson Silva and George St. Pierre. Anderson Silva and George St. Pierre. Anderson Silva. It's not Chael Sonnen. I see people in the chat saying Sonnen. Carlos Condit. No, he didn't fight Anderson Silva. I'm seeing people there. Nick Diaz. There it is. Who did I see that through? That is from Nick CF. Nick Diaz, good one. All these accounts are wasted time. Does Bisping read this chat? Well, there you go, buddy. Does that answer your question? I'm reading your chat right now. Correct Kid says, how long until we see you in the Guy Ritchie movie? Fucking tell me about it. I see Guy Ritchie. We say hi. I've auditioned for him a few times. And still nothing. As a guy that does a bit of acting, who wouldn't want to be in a Guy Ritchie movie? Still to this day, Snatch and Lock, Stock, two of my favorite British movies. Just fucking love him. And I love everything Guy Ritchie does for the most part. I'm a huge fan of that guy. Just love his style. Is it too late to start MMA in your late 20s? No, it's not. It's never too late to start. I mean, I didn't really start going pro until, I didn't turn pro until I was like 24, 25. So it's never too late, my friend. Never too late. Obviously, it depends on what weight you are. If you're a little skinny thing that's going to be going at 125, you need to get your skates on. If you're a big fat thing, then take your time. Fight till you're 50. Andrew Allen says, hey, Bisping, a big fan of yours. My missus bought me tickets to your show on the Gold Coast, Australia. Oh, I'm nervous, man. Tales from the Octagon. We're still in December, but that's November. So it's almost a year away, But still, anytime the Tales from the Octagon stuff, it brings me anxiety because I'm not a stand-up comedian, but I do love doing it. Monica Remodeling says, how do I overcome limiting beliefs? I'm not sure I understand your question, my friend. Limiting beliefs. Love from Atlanta. We'll right back. Love Atlanta. Been there a couple of times now. Do like that place. Lovely. Let's have a look at the chat down here. I'm sorry, mate. I don't understand your question a little bit. Limiting beliefs. How do I overcome limiting beliefs? One celebrity that you'd like to fight. Also, what are the chances you coming to Australia for the next card? I would love to go to Australia for the next card if and when another card happens in goddamn Australia. But who's a celebrity that I'd like to fight? Well, it's Jake Paul, isn't it? Jake Paul. I'd fight that guy. I saw a thing recently. He said he's working on a melatonin brand deal for him, and it was me on Conjures with Dan Henderson knocking me out. So, yeah, good one, buddy. You think I haven't seen that one before? Fuck me. Benjamin Pizza says, are you a fan of Tai Tuivasa? Of course. Big fan. Someone calls me a nerd. Oh, because I got glasses on. Well, you are the man. Thank you. What else we got here? What have we got to talk about? Well, listen, it's the end of the year, isn't it? So I'm going to be doing videos on Best knockout of the year. I'll do a few contenders and give you my pick. Best fight of the year, best female fighter, best male fighter, and then maybe best event, something like that. So, just throw me some suggestions. Throw me some suggestions. This channel this year, I never thought I'd ever be doing a YouTube channel. And I know I say this a lot. It just kind of happened kind of organically this year. And then it's turned into a monster, turned into a beast. And right now I've got a great team of people behind me. I've got, obviously, as you know, we've got Brantendo. We have John Brannigan. He does the thumbnails and also he's an advisor. But recently we acquired the great and powerful Mr. Anthony Evans. Anthony Evans used to be the head of PR for the UFC, the UK division. Then he was out working for Zuffa in the Vegas office. Then he was heading up Fight Pass. So he's a guy that, A, knows MMA inside out. B, he's a smart guy. C, he knows this world of YouTube shiznit. So, Ant Evans has come on board. So we got a lot of big plans for the new year. So thank you, Ant, for coming on. Christian Giant says, you and Conor would make the best pirate. Why? I don't understand. Why would we make a good pirate? Why? I don't know. All right, I know what you're saying because of me. I got one eye. I always get that, the pirate thing. Why? Oh, because he's got like, I get it now. He's got one fucking leg. Right. It'd be on a peg leg, and I've got one eye. You're right. We make a great pirate. Mike, does the jacket say poop? No, it doesn't say fucking poop. It says purple brand. Yeah, I'm going to wear a poop jacket. What else have we got? Let me see. You'd make a great Bond villain. Happy New Year. Well, thank you to Darsha. Will you be commentating Giga versus Qatar? I'm not sure, mate. What night is that on? I've got a few commentaries coming up. Who do you think will be the UFC's champ next year? Or the next UFC champ? Do I see it happening in 2022? Do you know what? To be honest, there's not many people that I see being a champ right now. Light heavyweight to heavyweight right now, it's Glover Teixeira. I don't see him beating one of the big boys, and I say that with nothing but love to Glover Teixeira. Let's go down. Israel Adesanya. He already tried to do that. He failed. No shame, of course, but he was unsuccessful. I don't think UFC are going to do that this year, so that eradicates Izzy. Basically, the guy next is the guy that could be a champ. I really believe that. I don't think who's 125. Brandon Moreno, I don't think he will be challenging at 35. Aljamain Sterling, fuck me. He's got to fight Piotr Jan, so there's that. 45, who's the champ? Volkanovski. I mean, Volkanovski could go up to 155. That's a definite possibility. But the one that I would put my money on, if the fight was ever to happen, would be Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman, I'm not saying he would beat Israel Adesanya, but I'm saying there's a potential for that to happen. They're both from Nigeria, but, there's a lot of people from Nigeria. I'd like to see it. But yeah, either Volkanovski or Kamaru Usman would be my guesses at our next champ. You're the man. Thank you, Voshana. Jack says, big love back in the UK. Which fighter do you feel bad for that never got the UFC strap? Benavidez comes to mind. Joseph Benavidez, total class act, lovely guy, big fan of the man. And you're right. One of the best fighters in the UFC to never win the strap. So we go sometimes, sadly. Who's another one? Dustin Poirier. The road is not over, but Dustin Poirier certainly springs to mind. I really felt for the guy. Listen, God bless Charles Oliveira. The best man won, and he's fantastic. And I'm so happy for him. But there was a part of me, the romantic in me, wanted to see Dustin Poirier pull it off. All right, Three Good Pug says, you're the matchmaker for one day. What are the 3 fights that you'd love to see made that hasn't been discussed already, i.e. Diaz, Poirier, or Conor versus anyone? I think Conor versus Tony Ferguson would be good. I think Donald Cerrone fighting this year. There's talk about him fighting Paddy the Baddy on 5th of March. It's not confirmed, but I see a lot of social media accounts reporting this. That's a good fight for Paddy. It's also a good fight for Donald Cerrone. And I know what a lot of people would say. I talked about this on Believe You Me today, which, by the way, new episode, Believe You Me podcast, drops tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific. We were talking about it on there. Donald Cerrone, old dog, been around forever, probably going to retire soon. But you can never count that man out. Remember when he fought Alexander the Great Hernandez? Hernandez came in talking all kinds of shit. He was undefeated. He looked like hot stuff. Looked like a future champion. And Cerrone made him eat his words. So Paddy, Cerrone, sign me up. I like it. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim, indeed. You look like an older Brendan Schaub. A fucking older Brendan Schaub. Kiss my ass. Big love from Clitheroe. Suck. Oh, you're from Clitheroe, suck. Nice one. Hope you well. Whereabouts? Whereabouts in the Clitheroe town are you? Where are you living? What street we on? Let me know. Jan versus Rakic, March 26th. Opinion. Good fight. I know that. And I also know on the Believe in Me podcast a couple of weeks ago, we had Rakic and Big Jan on the show together. We kind of did like a mini press conference. So check it out. Go watch that. It's a couple of weeks ago, I think now. Do I like Iron Brew? Andy McGowan says, it's all right, mate. So it is, but I don't really drink it much. Can't really get it out there. Yeah, you don't really get it. I don't think I've ever seen Iron Brew out here in the States. And I didn't really give a fuck about it before, let's be honest. You know, it's shit. I do like Tizer, though. I miss a good can of Tizer. I really like Colby, but you really put him in his place. I didn't mean to. I mean, he came out talking shit. For those that don't know, he came out and he was just being disrespectful to the guys on the Fox News desk. So I had to, find my corner. Anyway, Harvey Willing says, big fan of the sport for a couple of years. My dad started watching, and one fine night he recognized your voice on commentary. He met you at dinner after a bad eye surgery, said you were a great bloke, and the new eye looks great. Well, Harvey Willing, tell your dad I say hi. Tell your dad I say all the best from me and a happy new year. Right then. Let's have a look. What was I going to say? Oh, look at this, by the way. I'm very proud of this. This is right here. The best unscripted production over 30 minutes goes to Bisping, my upcoming documentary. This is from the where's it from? What's it from? Oh, the Alberta Film and Television Awards. They're very prestigious. I mean, step aside the Oscars. We've got the Alberta Film and Television Awards. Trophies all over the place. Yeah, upcoming documentary, Bisping, will be released. We've been making this thing for bloody years now. Years. But it's ready. It's been in the can for a while, ready to be released. But all good things come to those who wait. I think it comes out in March. Can't tell you where any of that stuff, unfortunately. Have you ever gotten into a fight on New Year's Eve? Ooh. Have you ever gotten into a fight? Yeah. Yeah. I remember one time when I was a kid. Can't really remember what happened. I think I got through a window. Excuse me. COVID. Yeah. I was very young. I was very, very, very young. I don't remember much about it. Yeah, I think I was about 15 or 16. I was shit-faced in Clitheroe Town Centre. Yeah, I got beat up. I think I got beat up. All I know is I woke up the next day. I was led there like, oh, and then I touched my face. I was like, the fuck are all these lumps? And I looked in the mirror. I was black and blue. But I still haven't got much of an idea what happened. But that was a New Year's Eve. So there you go. David Moore says, hey, Mike, big fan. Do you watch other MMA content on YouTube? And if so, do you prefer fighter perspectives like Chael? Excuse me. Or do I like the fan coverage like True Geordie? Love True Geordie. Love True Geordie. Love Chael Sonnen, obviously. Shout out Chael. Hope you well, my friend. And I tell you what I've been watching on YouTube a lot lately is a channel I was put on to by Anthony Evans, who I said just joined the team recently. The Critical Drinker. The Critical Drinker. That's my favorite YouTube channel right now. It's fucking fantastic. He just breaks down movies, TV shows, and from a very pessimistic or critical standpoint. But he's funny. But it's not obvious humor. It's very good. He's very good and he's very smart. Mike Lenzini, we'll be launching a membership program for your channel anytime soon. Ooh. Well, funnily enough, you mentioned that. It will be coming soon. Oh, my God. Excuse me. This fucking cough, man. That's the worst thing. I mean, the COVID, I felt terrible. And I didn't want to get out of, I didn't get out of bed for a few days. My back was so painful. I was aching head to toe. But this cough is fucking terrible, and my lungs just burn. Kishman says that my channel makes Chelsea seem like melatonin. That's funny. You know, talking to melatonin, you know what I heard? A funny story from from my son Callum. He was telling us a story. Obviously, he's at college in San Francisco, and he shares a house with about 5 or 6. I think there's 7 of them living there. So 6 of the guys, they're all wrestlers. They're all college kids. They're all like 20, 21. So you can imagine some of the madness. And then one night he was trying to do an assignment for college, and then all the rest of the wrestling team ran into his room and was stuffing melatonin down his throat, force feeding him multiple melatonin so that he would fall asleep and then not be able to do his assignment. And I just thought that was hilarious. You know what I mean? Absolutely hilarious. Opinions about Lee Murray. I get asked about that a lot. Great opinion. Tremendous fighter. Great character. Shout out to Lee Lightning Murray. Tim Johnson, what's your go-to fight night beer? I mean, to be honest, after a fight, a lot of the time in the arena, I'd be like, come on, someone can get me a beer. And then they'd be like, nah, we can't. I'm like, don't give me that shit. We're in a huge arena. There's bars galore. Someone go get me a beer. And sometimes they don't want to do that, but I generally made it happen. I remember got a picture of when I won the belt in like Lorenzo Fertitta and Dana's private section. I shared a whiskey, me, Lorenzo, and Dana. That was lovely. Got a nice picture of that. So that was a nice moment. But he says, who do I think is the best lightweight on the UFC broadcast team? Who do I think is the best lightweight on the UFC broadcast team? Well, there's only Paul Felder, right? Or was he 45? No, Paul Felder was a lightweight. Yeah. I'm a little confused by your question, Tim. Well, let's have a look at some of these chats. Pauline Kelly, hi, Mike. From experience, if you fast, can you avoid bringing your hands up perfectly to your face mid-combo? If you're fast, can you avoid bringing your hands perfectly up to your face mid-combo? What is this nonsense? What is this nonsense you are speaking to me here? How do we get increased fighter pay in the UFC, fighter union legislation? I don't think we'll ever see a fighter union. And the money's going up all the time. I mean, if you look back to when, the UFC structure, when the UFC was first around, compared to then, there's the pay structure is way better. And the UFC have, and again, I sound like a company man and I sound like a shill, and I know I do, but I'm honest. I'm just telling the truth. If you're really, really good, if you're one of the world's best, you're going to make a really good living in the UFC. You're going to get rich. You're going to make some proper money. You know what I mean? I live in a beautiful house and I had half my money robbed by a crooked manager and lawsuits and stuff, but I still ended up doing all right out of it. And I wasn't one of the world's best. I became world champion, but I wasn't like, I wasn't Anderson Silva. I didn't go on this crazy tear for years, did I? If you're one of the best in the world, you're going to do really good. If you're not one of the best in the world, then you won't do as good. But that goes down to everything in life. The cream rises to the top. And I know people like to bitch about the UFC pay structure. I'm telling you right now, the people at the top are bitching. Of course, there's Conor McGregor, and he's kind of an anomaly or a unicorn or whatever you want to call it, right? Not everyone's earning Conor money. But there's a lot of people that are earning good money. I'm telling you. DC used to make tremendous money. Tyron Woodley made good money. A lot of people made good money. I made great money. I never bitched about my pay. Never once. Do we want more? It's human nature. Of course, you always want more. But the sad reality is that if you're not one of the best, you should still be happy that you're there and you're getting to be a professional athlete. You get to live that life. You get to create those memories and you get to earn a good living, And you might have your run, and yeah, you might not be set up for life, but there's tons of people that play sports or take part in sports and compete in sports that don't get set up for life. That's just reality. That is the world we live in, Anyway, yeah, as I say, I've always, I always did well. Do I want more? Yeah, I would have always liked more, but I did very well. Anyway, Jude Brown says, would you buy a celebrity card of Arnie versus Sly, Adam Driver versus Justin Bieber, and Mel Gibson versus Bruce Willis? I mean, what are we doing here? Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Sylvester Stallone and Mel Gibson versus Bruce Willis. I mean, this is like watching fucking Evander Holyfield getting knocked out of Vitor Belfort again. Come on, man. We want to see people in their prime. By the way, huge fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I remember when I met him at Gold's Gym. I was at Gold's Gym in Venice, California. I was with Mike O'Hearn, Mike the Titan O'Hearn. If you don't know who Mike O'Hearn is, look him up. The man is an absolute fucking monster. I'm going to go do a YouTube video with him soon, actually, just so he can embarrass me. He's one of the strongest men, nicest guy that you'll ever meet, and a true professional. And anyway, I was at Gold's Gym with Michael Hearn, and I'm just lifting away, embarrassed because fucking everyone's doing like 5 plates on either side, and I'm doing my little regular person style weights. And I get a tap on the shoulder, and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he just wanted to say hi. And I was so just taken aback. Do you know what I mean? Because I've loved Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've been a huge fan. Come on. If anyone's my generation and you enjoyed action movies and things, of course you loved Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he's just awesome. And the way he carries himself and the way that he is. And he gave me some really good advice. You know, he was so humble. He said, I know you do some acting. And actually his nephew is my entertainment lawyer, Patrick Knapp. And he said, I know you're kind of in the acting business, and he gave me some really good advice and things like that. And he was just so down to earth and just such a great guy. And it was just like talking to anybody else. And this is Arnold Schwarzenegger, a true bloody legend, a man that could, if he wanted to, hold his chin up in the air and act like he was better than other people. Not that he should, but I'm saying, but you know, some people get affected. Some people let a little bit of fame and celebrity go to the head, and they think they're better than other people when in reality they haven't achieved shit. Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger certainly doesn't fit the bill. He became the best bodybuilder on the planet. Then he became the highest paid movie star on the planet. And then he became governor of fucking California. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't get much better than that, you know? And here he is at the gym, and he's coming over and he's saying hi and he's chatting away. And then when he was done, he gets on his push bike and he goes home with his girlfriend. And I just thought, wow, what a guy. What an inspiration. That's how you live your life. Still be a man of the people, you know? Just unreal. Absolutely fantastic. But no, I don't want to see him in Sylvester Stallone box, and I love Sly as well. Love the Rocky movies. Say it all the time. You're probably sick of me here saying that. Oh, interesting. Hi, Mike. I'm starting BJJ with Mario Sukata next week in Liverpool. I heard that he was your trainer at one point. Any stories, tips? Yeah, he's a fucking dickhead. He's a fucking dickhead. How about that? There's your story. There's your tip. Fucking don't trust him. Don't trust him. He's a liar. He's a thief. He's a scumbag. Boom. There you go. Tim Johnson, lightweight means they can't handle the booze, Mike. Oh, shit. Sorry, you totally lost me there, Tim, when I said who's the best lightweight on the commentary team. I thought you meant as in lightweight because we're talking fighters. Yeah, you're right, lightweight. Who do you think it would be easiest to beat in a chugging contest? Out of all the commentary team? Well, we saw this. I don't know if you watched the weighing shows. They did that, didn't they? And DC and Laura Sanko were down in beers. I think, did Laura Sanko beat DC? I think she did. But I don't really get to watch those weighing shows because I do the BT Sport weighing show for the pay-per-views. Love working with those guys, by the way. Shout out to all the BT Sport crew. So, I'm going to say Dominic Cruz. I'm going to say I've been out with Dom. I've drank with Dom. And I've dealt with him when he's pissed out of his head on many occasions. Listen, I'm no saint. I'm not a perfect person. I've definitely got drunk. But so's Dominic Cruz. Fuck me. Let me see. What else do we have? Is Dominic Cruz as annoying in person? No. Dominic can be awesome. Dominic really can be. Dominic can be great, and you can have such a laugh with the guy, and you can have really positive interactions, you know, and you just leave thinking, fuck, this guy's awesome. Of course, he knows the sport inside out. He's got a very analytical mind. You know, he's obsessed with the sport. It's his life. It's his identity. It's who he is. He's the real deal. But yeah, he's a great person. Other times, you want to fucking strangle him. You do. Other times, you're just like, I want to kill you. But I'm sure he says the same thing about me. Lauren Wilson says, hey, Mike, big fan of you and your family. Much love. Huge fans of you. And it'll make our year if you said hi. Oh, Lauren Wilson. Lauren Wilson, Happy New Year. I can do better than hi. Hope you had a great Christmas and Happy New Year. All the best for 2022. Mike, lifetime fan, in and out of the ring. Well, thank you, White Boy Lockdown Radio. Appreciate that, buddy. Kendrick says, hey, Mike, saw you jogging a few months ago down Market Street in Manchester. Boom. Didn't want to bother you for a picture. Was that a smart move? You should have stopped me. And I know exactly the day you're talking about. I believe it would have been a Sunday morning, potentially a nice, beautiful day. It was when I was doing Tales from the Octagon in October, early October. Let me see. I did run on the Friday when I got there, and I ran on the Sunday. So it was either the Friday or the Sunday. You should have stopped me, mate. I always stop, you know. Yeah, should have said hi. I would have had a word. Would have had a little chit-chat. Let's have a look. What are you guys all doing for New Year's Eve, by the way? Any plans? Anything fun? Mike, why don't you have a UFC Prism card? What's a UFC Prism card? I don't know what that is. Will there ever be a three-weight world champ in the UFC? No. Don't think there will be. Although Israel Adesanya could potentially do that, couldn't he? Because he's not the biggest middleweight. He could probably make 170 with a bit of extreme dieting. And then on the flip side, he could go up and fight at 205. You know, so that would be the one. The middleweight, you see, because it's in the middle. You see what I did there? Joe King, how quickly will Jason Ellis beat up Luis J. Gomez in an MMA fight? Remains to be seen. But if you listen to Lewis, he's a black belt in everything. So, you know, I fear for Jason Ellis. Mike, you're a legend. Keen to see Australia. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Australia. It is next November. Australia and New Zealand. We're going to go to Melbourne. I should know where we're going. Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. One other. There's 4 places. And then we're going to Auckland in New Zealand. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. Can't wait. But I'm a little bit, I got to change everything because when I did Tales from the Octagon, I did it obviously for a UK crowd. And the UK crowd have always been tremendously supportive of my career. So it was, a little bit, bit of a homage to my career and all the rest of it, with some comedy stuff thrown in and I had some, I worked with a stand-up comedian and who helped me write some jokes and stuff like that. And, to be honest, a lot of it was just off the top of my head. I was just riffing with the audience and they kept giving me drinks and I ended up a little bit tipsy by the end of it, but it kind of made it more fun and more interactive and my inhibitions went out the window. But for Australia, I want to go to Sweden and Copenhagen and those places. They don't want to sit there and hear about me so much, so I'll change it a bit and make it more about the UFC. So Tales from the Octagon as a whole, not just my tales from the Octagon. It'll be people's tales from the Octagon. A plethora of UFC tales, as it were. All right, Michael. When were you last in Lancashire? Also, have you ever been around Preston? I get asked this every time. Been to Preston many times. What was it? Funky Monkey, Tokyo Joe's. Yeah, I know Preston well, mate. So you're in Glasgow. This comes from Paul Keehan. Thank you, Paul. Could you please shout out my pal who loves you, Jess the Bootlegger? What's up, Jess the Bootlegger? Hope you're well. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy belated Christmas or whatever. Yep, there we go. What can I talk about? What do we think was the best? Let's go to the chat so you guys can respond here. What do we think? Who had the best year? Who's the best fighter of the year? Male or female? Right? Who was the number one fighter in the UFC this year that made the biggest impact, that stole the year, that had the most success? Who do we think? If I was to say the number one fighter this year, Sean O'Malley, people coming in there. Sean O'Malley's a good one. Usman was incredible, wasn't he? 3 fights, 3 wins. Covington, Masvidal, Burns, 3 good, lots of competition as well. Geez Louise. O'Malley, Charles Oliveira. He's up there as well. Amanda Nunes dropped the ball in the last one, so she's out the running. Shevchenko was great, but it just wasn't quite active enough. Usman or Oliveira. Yeah, a lot of people coming in. Hello from Wales. What's up? Wales in the house. Shouts out to my brother. My brother lives in Wales. I forget whereabouts. He used to live in the Mumbles in Wales. Don't know where he is now. Have I ever partied in Burnley? That comes from that craft. Fuck me, mate. Used to go around Burnley all the time. Used to go down. What was it called? What was it called? Panama Joe's. Panama Joe's. Tokyo Joe's in Preston. Panama Joe's. What do I reckon it's tied to Avasa versus Tom Aspinall? Ooh, that is a good fight. Good fight. Tommy Aspinall against Taito Avasa. That'd be good. I'd like that. I'd like to see that. Good suggestion. Good suggestion, yeah. Volkanovski is the best pound for pound fighter in the UFC right now. Hey, he might be. He might be. He might be. Volkanovski's awesome. He really is. You know, I got a lot of abuse of Volkanovski fans when he fought Max Holloway the second time. And I was just honest. I said I thought Holloway won it. I wasn't trying to cause any offense, but fuck me, he's got a lot of passionate fans. And I get it. You know, they're on his side and they want to support him. I got a lot of nasty DMs, a lot of people talking shit. You know, a lot of Aussies having his back as they should do. You gotta look after your countrymen. But the fight was incredibly close. It was ridiculously close, right? It was one of those fights, and at the time I thought Holloway just edged it, but it was one of those fights. It wasn't a robbery. Doc D. Marie says, "You helped me cope with my brother's death due to COVID-19. It's the anniversary. Thank you for this." Well, D. Marie, I am so sorry for your loss. I really am. I truly mean that. And yeah, and 1 year anniversary. I'm so sorry. So sorry. And thank you for appreciating my page and my channel and my content. And one more time. Yeah. I'm not really see how quiet I get now. See, normally I'm all like never really lost for words to say, but then something like that, I'm like, oh shit. Anyway, so sorry. Thank you very much. Happy holidays, Mike. Do you see Valentina moving back up to 135 to face the winner of Nunes Pena? Ooh. See, the door's open, isn't it? The door is open for Valentina Shevchenko to be a double champ because, you know, she lost to Nunes twice. You know, and you would think that maybe the third match would go the same way. But if Pena beats Nunes in the rematch, you better bet your ass that Valentina Shevchenko is going up to bantamweight and she's going to do the dance of victory when she takes on Juliana Pena. Can't do a Shevchenko. Is Rebecca against you getting romantic on screen? Yeah, she is. She is. Hey, Mike, what's your view on undefeated, undisputed Chael Sonnen? Yeah, we spoke about this. Good for him. God bless him. He's defending the honor of his lady. You know? I told you, Chael's not a drinker. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. Not that guy to be rolling around the streets, getting into fights unless there's no reason. So, fair play to him. Help me deal with my preference for men. What are you into, Dom? What are you into? What kind of men do you like? I can't. I have limited input. I have limited input on that. I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know what kind of men you like, but God bless you. Fill your boots. Natalie Mack says, "Hi, Mike. Will you say hi to Andy, Nat, Ella, and Maya?" Well, Andy, Nat, Ella, and Maya, just want to say a huge hello and a happy new year from Michael Bisping. Hope you're well. Take care. Thank you, Natalie. All right. So everyone's saying Charles Oliveira or Kamaru Usman. I think they're my front runners, I think, for fighter of the year, male or female. Yeah. And I think I'd probably give it to Charles Oliveira. I don't know, just simply because he became the champ. Adam says he's got some nice DJing skills, some nice scratching skills. Kind of music are you into? Yeah, I still like a bit of dance music. Still, you know, I still like to DJ. It's just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of escapism. You know what I mean? So, you know, everything's all fighting. It's nice to go and do something different. That's why, you know, I enjoy the acting side of things as well. It's something completely different, and it's something obviously very challenging to me as well. You know, I'm not an actor. I'm not a trained actor, and this is something that I'm trying to pursue. And it's that's the ambition that excites me. Do you know what I mean? You know, there's a whole process to it. It's not hard, you know, and you land the role and fuck yes. Feels great. The few and far between, though. But the DJ is the same thing. It's just something different. I used to love DJing when I was younger. I used to think I was going to be a world famous DJ, bro, but I was not earning very much money. Yeah. Callum sucks at Super Smash Bros. Ooh, see, you're talking shit now. I hate to say this, but my son spends a lot of his spare time playing Super Smash Bros. He goes to tournaments. He goes to these nerd festivals where there's all these bloody nerds playing Super Smash Bros. And he can't even fucking win. I'm like, if you're going to be a nerd, at least be a good nerd. You know what I mean? If you're going to go out there and make a fool out of yourself, at least come back with a medal. Do you know what I mean? Come on, son. What the hell is going on? Hey, Carl! He's not going to come down here while I make fun of him, for being terrible at Smash Bros. And he takes it very seriously. Takes it far too serious for my liking. Anyway, what's the most terrifying knockout you've seen in person while commentating a fight? I mean, there's been a lot, but one that does spring to mind. Who was it? Chaos? Was it Chaos Williams? Was it Chaos? Yeah, Chaos Williams. I remember he knocked someone out. Who was it? I forget. But it was bad. And the fucking guy was out like a light, just not moving, stiff as a board. I'm like, oh my God, he's still unconscious. It is crazy when I'm commentating and I see people get knocked out and I see the fights and I see the delivery and I see them standing in the pocket and just trading blows. I am so blown away by it still. And I know I say that all the time, but fair play to every man and woman that steps into the octagon, into a ring, into any kind of combat arena. Because people love to sit and talk shit. They love to sit and talk shit. I talked about this on my Hall of Fame speech. If you haven't seen that, find it on YouTube. At the end of it, I had a little talk about that to the people in attendance because, you know, it's great. You win a fight, you go out there, you're the man, right? And the world's at your feet and journalists want to talk to you and you ascend up the rankings or maybe you become the champion and you earn some money and everyone's kissing your ass and yada, yada, yada. Isn't it great to be me? But then on the flip side, there's someone that's lost a fight. You know, and the UFC, they have that little series, don't it? The thrill and the agony. And it really is. On one side, it's the ultimate thrill. It's the best feeling in the world. You go out there, you've trained for so long, you're successful in your mission, you beat your person, you get the finish, the referee drags them off, you jump on top of the octagon, you put your hands in the air and you're fucking screaming and 20,000 people are screaming back at you. That is the best feeling in the world. And it's drug that can never be replicated. It just feels incredible. But then on the other side, you got a guy in a crumpled mess in the corner, maybe covered in blood, with his hopes and dreams shattered, with his face shattered as well, probably. Very good chance of that, let's be honest. I've had mine shattered many a times. Orbital bone smashed, you know, eyes broken. But it's not just that. It's because the pain in the octagon it's skin deep to a certain degree. It doesn't last for very long. That heals. But it's the pain, that rotting pain that afterwards, when you leave and you go home and you lay in bed at night, you know, and you pretend to everybody that it's fine, I'm good. You always just laugh about it. Like when I lost to Dan Henderson, you know, and I talk about this in my documentary that's coming up soon. And by the way, Joe Rogan's in that documentary, and he says some tremendous words on this, very poignant and very well spoken and very well said. So thank you to Joe Rogan. And in fact, on this documentary that's coming out, I had some tremendous people providing input. Joe Rogan, one of them, lots of UFC people, Dana White, the boss man. We had Vin Diesel, we had Mickey Rourke, Michael Joe White, Scott Adkins, you know, so a lot of great people. So thank you. But I talk about it on my documentary, you know, because I went and I did, let's just talk about UFC 100. So there's me. I'm thinking of fighting for a world title fight. Oh, I'm going to be fighting for a world title fight. If I'm victorious, if I win, I go out there at UFC 100, I get knocked out. Okay, I go to the hospital, blah, 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 blah. I'm all fine. But when I come out of the hospital, I go back into my hotel room and there's all my friends and family that have come here to support me and they're waiting for me. So I walk in and I put a brave smile and they give me the most condescending round of applause you've ever fucking felt in your life. But anyway, that's another story. So you put a brave face on for everybody, you know what I mean? But inside you're crushed, you're mortified, you're fucking heartbroken. Yeah, the money's one thing. Yeah, the fact you got knocked out, the physical pain, whatever, that all heals, that goes away. But your pride as a man, right? That doesn't repair like that. That takes time. and you've got to discuss it and you've got to talk about it, but I never did, and a lot of fighters don't. And then you go away, and then you've failed, you lose half your money, you maybe go down the rankings, whatever it is. And then on top of that, then you got to put it with all the little dickheads online. You got to put it with all the people talking shit, all the people that would never dream of stepping up into an octagon or a boxing ring or whatever, and putting it all on the line for the world to see, for the world to watch and to judge you. You know what I mean? And they talk shit. So on my Hall of Fame speech, I was like, just next time before you're about to talk shit to someone online, and I'm not talking about me. I'm happily retired. I've been retired for years, so this isn't directed at me. It's directed to other people. Just if you want to fucking have those nasty thoughts or words, say them to your people in the front room when you're watching the fight. Don't go online and say that. Be better than that. I mean, who does that? Who does that? I'm very lucky because in the YouTube comment section here on my channel, and I thank you all, it's all very positive for the most part. There's a few idiots here and there, but it's a really, really positive YouTube comment section, and I thank you all for that. But but there is always an idiot. Don't be that guy or that girl. Who wants to do that? Is that what you want to do with your life? You want to be the type of person going online anonymously and just chatting shit and trying to make somebody feel bad? Why does that make you feel good? You're just making a fool out of yourself, and it says more about you than what it does the person that you're insulting. I saw somebody on here, they were talking all kinds of crazy nonsense the other day. Absolute fucking nonsense. I was like, wow. I just felt sorry for the guy. It's like, get a grip, get a life. Is this it? Is that the high point of your day? Coming on a YouTube channel or on Instagram? People do it on Instagram all the time. Just leave toxic comments. Not necessarily to me, to other people. I see it and I'm like, what are you doing? Is this how you're choosing to spend your day, by talking shit? But anyway, yeah. So going back to what I was talking about, so the Dan Henderson fight, and yeah, and I bottled it up and I bottled it up and I bottled it up and I didn't talk about it. And it came out eventually. Gold Alley, Gold Alley. Struggled with that one. Hey, Bisping, love the show, but I wanted to know if you realize that in the cage, interviews are meant to promote you as the fighters. I do know that. It's all about the fighters. 100% about the fighters. Not going to lie, Mike. The best feel-good win was when you won the title after your long path. Thank you. The last one you was able to claim the title, and what also made it great is that you defended it. One more thing that McGregor can't say, lol. Oh, well, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, we've been going for a little bit here. Hope you all enjoyed this. I guess I'll probably have to go speak to my family. Bottle of beer and a Bisping live. There you go. Cheers to that, Benjamin. What we all cooking today? We're going to do a nice chicken noodle soup. Well, when I say we, I mean my wife is. I don't cook. Hi from Yorkshire. That says English. Good question. I'm going to go through the chat a little bit. Do you want to see Nick Diaz fight again? I would like to see him fight, and I would like to see Cowboy. I see that comment there, and that's actually a really good suggestion, but it looks like Cowboy's fighting Paddy the Baddy. Shout out from Australia. Happy New Year's Eve. Boom. Yeah, it's already probably New Year's Eve in Australia. So, yeah, good eye, mate. All the best. Have a great 2022. Terrible. I apologize. Who's the hardest low kicker you ever fought? Thai box. Leg kicks are the worst. They are. Leg kicks fucking hurt. My old Thai boxing coach, Daz Morris, though, he could take leg kicks all day. He's like, "Come just kick me in the leg, mate. Kick me in the leg." I'm like, I can't kick you in the fucking leg. Stop being stupid. They hurt. They hurt you. Jody Steele, hey up, Mike. What would you say is the best introduction into combat sports, martial arts, and self-defense? Striking or wrestling? Wrestling's a good one. Jiu-jitsu is a good one. Boxing is a good one. They're all good. But if I had to pick one, BJJ. Go BJJ or even wrestling. If you want to do mixed martial arts, wrestling or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'd probably say wrestling, to be honest. Wrestling. Because if you format the brain to be able to wrestle, to learn to wrestle, then you can learn to add on the Jiu-Jitsu elements. Okay? If you can become a good wrestler, you can learn to be a good boxer, of course. If you do it from 3 years old, you're going to be a better boxer than someone that started at 25. Makes sense. But you can round out your skill set, and wrestling is a hard one to learn. It really is. Wrestling is not easy to learn. It takes time and time and time. Shout out. Big fan. Thank you, Will McAllister. When you, Adam, and Nick get together, it's a brilliant atmosphere. It really is. I love working with Nick Pete and Adam Catchell. Those guys are fucking awesome. What's crack here, mate? You only read fans' messages. Well, I'm reading yours, aren't I? JMC Media. Reading yours, pal. It's just that they pop up at the top, don't they? And in big, bold letters with color. They just kind of stand out from the thousands that are scrolling down. That's all it is, mate. Not, look, here we go. Prime example. Boom, massive letters in turquoise. Would you ever compete in a grappling or some martial art again? You know, a good question. I would love to. I really would. And I keep talking about it. And that's what I'm saying in this year, 2022. I'm going to get back into the more martial arts. I just haven't had time this year, but I'm going to make some of my content that I do for YouTube revolve around being back in the martial art gyms. I do some instructionals. I do some breakdowns. I'm going to start training more. I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. I'm going to be a hell of a person in 2022. I'm going to grow. I'm going to go better. But yeah, no, I would love to compete. I would. I miss it. I really do. Really, really do, that competitiveness. But I'll be honest, also at the same time, I've done it. Do you know what I mean? I've been there, done it, got the T-shirt. So I've got nothing left to prove. But it is good to, still test yourself and compete against somebody else. Joe Green says, where can I get a double leg amputee train? Where can a double leg amputee train? I get turned down everywhere I go. Oh, shit. Well, sorry, mate. Well, good luck with that, pal. I've no idea. Should be able to, though. Hi, Mike. I'm an artist doing a painting of you. How do I get it to you? I'm not giving you my address. Send it to UFC Gym Costa Mesa. Boom. There you go. And who's that? Where is it? That's Keith Anderson. Thank you, Keith Anderson Art. Thank you very much. Yeah, send it to UFC Gym Costa Mesa, Harbor Boulevard, Costa Mesa, California. I'm so hungry. Can someone send me some Bitcoin, please? Yeah, sure. How many you want? Were you a chav in the past? And what is a chav to people outside of the UK? Oh, a chav. Was I a chav? Maybe a little bit of a chav. A chav. A chav is a do you know what chav stands for? It's council, house, and violence, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't really a chav. I was a little scrot. I was a little toe rag. I was always getting in fights and whatnot, but I wasn't the chaviest of chavs. Chavs are, yeah, they go around, they would have tracksuit bottoms on with tucked into the socks, you know what I mean? And this, I don't know, yeah, maybe I was a little chavvy, but I never did that. I never took my tracksuit bottoms into socks, never once. But yeah, there you go. All right, guys. Well, we've got 2,000 people on here for the most part, going on strong. I'll probably go. Probably going to go mess with my wife. That sounded weird. What I meant was talk to my family, hang out with them, have a good time. So yeah. We're going to go make some chicken noodle soup, boost the immune system. Still got COVID, still sweating a little bit here. Chest is still bad, but we're on the mend. We're doing good. My wife really struggled the worst. Callum was fine. Lucas was bad for a day or two, but he's good now. But you guys, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe. Happy New Year. All the best to every single fucking one of you. If there's something that you've been talking about doing, right, make this a year that you do it. If there's something you want to achieve, something you want to do, right? Make this the year that you do it, right? We can all sit around and talk about stuff. Talk's easy. Get off your ass and fucking do it. There's a few things I'm going to do this year. Right? I'm going to make some positive changes in my life. I've still got lots of ambitions that I want to achieve. If there's something you want to do, listen, tomorrow's not always guaranteed, is it? We don't know if you're going to still be here 2023. If you want to start MMA, start it. You want to do jiu-jitsu, get on it. If you want to start a business, fucking roll the dice. You never, what's the expression? You only regret I don't know. But you don't want to be full of regret. What's that expression? Anyone in the chat? You regret what is it? Believe, achieve, succeed. There you go. That'll do. Mike, how would a rematch with GSP go? I'd smash him. I would have smashed him that night. I was injured. I was very injured. And I had one eye. And I had my ribs torn. But other than that, I'd argue Liverpool is the chav capital. Hey, a lot of chavs in Liverpool, let's be honest. Mike going to drop Luke line. Hey, Mike. But yeah, no, listen, it's New Year's Eve, 2022. Do something positive. Do something for yourself. Do something for a loved one. Start a business. Write a book. Do something that scares you. You should do, because you're not going to, because guess what? When you get a little bit older, you're not going to have the energy to do it. You're like, oh, fuck it. I'm too old. I'm too tired. I can't be bothered. Do you know what I mean? Gould Ali, thank you for not feeling attacked. Just want to see you interviewing more guys. Well, but it's cringy because they're not as quick-witted as me. I don't talk shit. It's all about them. I'm all just trying to spotlight their greatness is what I'm trying to do when I interview fighters in the cage. It's got nothing to do with me, mate. Just the fact that I'm standing in there in the octagon with these great fighters is enough of a thrill for me. I don't need to make it about me, and I never make it about me. Well, you know, but old tricks die hard. You know, someone comes at me, I'll come at you back. I'm joking. Anyway, all right, well, that's it. Conceive, believe, achieve. Glasgow chavs are the worst, by the way. I don't know too many Glasgow chavs, but I fucking can imagine. A Glasgow chav is the fucking worst, so it is. Right, guys, Merry Christmas. Fucking Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Take care. All the best. 2022. We've got big things happening on this channel. One more time. Shout out to Brantendo. Shout out to John Brannigan and Anthony Evans, who you'll be hearing a lot more from. So there it is, guys. Thank you for sticking with me. This has been an hour and 10 minutes that you're never going to get back, but we appreciate you. Hold on, a couple more questions coming in. I don't like to not answer them. AMC to the moon, that's all. All right, okay, let's go. Tell Callum he's a beast for me, Mikey. Will do. On that note, guys, ladies, gentlemen, everyone, Happy New Year. Over and out. Take care.